go past the gas station, turn left, and come back that way so I don't have to sit there and wait at that traffic light. And I know I'm not the only one who does it. I've seen others do it, you know. Or when I'm coming onto Broadway and I'm on 321 and I need to turn left on Broadway, I never get on that turning lane. It seems like I never make it through. So I go straight past the Presbyterian church, turn left there, and then jump back on Broadway, so that way I don't have to sit there and wait at the light at Broadway. Okay? When I make a doctor's appointment or dentist appointment, I usually try to pick the first appointment of the day, so that way there's less waiting because he got backed up with a whole bunch of people, and then you are scheduled for 5 or 3, and then you end up being seen at 4 or something. I hate waiting. And I know I'm not the only one because you know what? All you see around is what? Fast food restaurants. Right? People want their food now, or microwave dinners. Okay? We don't like to wait. Why is that? Well, I think, one, we're impatient. Why we're impatient? That's a question maybe to ask ourselves. Why am I impatient? I think some of it is because we want a sense of doing something, sitting around doing nothing. Just, seems like a waste of time, okay? That's a factor, okay? But we are impatient. We can't wait. And so we translate that with our walk with God. God, why aren't you doing something? I've been praying for this for years. Actually, that text where Paul says, Lord, my grace is sufficient for you because my strength is made perfect in weakness. You know what the context of that is? It's Paul praying about something he's struggling with, and God finally tells him, listen, don't worry about it. My grace is sufficient for you. So you know what? There may be sometimes our struggles, we may never see the solution of it this side of heaven. But what does God say? My grace is sufficient for you. Wait and trust in the Lord. Okay? So we're impatient. I think another one is that we're self-sufficient. Let me pause here a second. I don't believe being self-sufficient is wrong. Did you hear me? Okay. The ability for me to do things and accomplish things and being I don't think that in itself is wrong. Self-sufficiency with self-centeredness is. Okay. How can I illustrate that? For those of you who are married, and you're going to be making a decision about your family, do you make it by yourself or do you consult your spouse? Okay, if you do it by yourselves, you're in trouble, okay? All right? What do? We consult our spouse because we're a team. But what does that say about our spouse? Your opinion, and you're valuable enough for me to consult about this. If I am self-sufficient and self-centered, then I don't care what you think. I want to do what I'm going to do. But if I'm self-sufficient and not self-centered, then guess what? I am going to seek counsel or coordinate with somebody or respect the person that I'm with. And so there's one big difference, though, between our spouse and God. God's a creator of all things. He knows the beginning from the end. So I think he knows a little bit more than our spouse. Okay? So I think we can trust him even more to give up our opinion to turn it over to his, right? But our problem is we tend to be self-sufficient. We don't need God. We can take care of this. I'll be honest. I struggle with this a lot in church leadership. We have a board meeting, business meeting. We spend 30 seconds in prayer, and then we're off to our business. Now, granted, we can't come in there and spend the whole time in prayer. Maybe we should. I don't know. But there is things to be done. There's nothing wrong with self-sufficiency. But are we truly seeking God? Are we truly waiting on God? I think it's too easy to stop and become too self-sufficient and not seek counsel or respect God in the decision. What happened with AI? They felt self-sufficient. We can take care of this. We don't have to bother God. I know how to figure this out. How many times you get a call and you get a problem, right? Or I get a call and we get a problem. Immediately, what do you start thinking about? Okay, how do we solve it? How do we fix this problem? You know what? What does God say? Seek me. I can either give you the wisdom or the sense of direction of what to do. You know what? But God sometimes can fix things without us having to do anything. That happens as well. But sometimes it's just waiting upon God.